Shake it off, shake it off, shake off that depression, shake off that depression. I'm not depressed, I'm happy. Well, hello YouTube, it's Sydney Island here. That's Island with a Y, not an S. And this video, as you can tell by the title, was all about sex with a Leo. So let's get into it. Leos are very dramatic, okay? This sign is the sign of all things theatrical and dramatic, so you can imagine what kind of sex they like. The bed is the stage to a Leo, right? When they're in the bed and they're ready to have sex, they are the star. And they want you to treat them like they're the star, okay? They want you to praise them, compliment them. They also, during sex, will brag about their own performance. They'll brag about how they can please you. And they'll be like, I know I can please you. I know I can please you. Let's start off by talking about the erogenous zone of Leos, okay? I got my list, so if you see me looking away, that's what's up. So, the erogenous zone, which is the area of the body, the area of the body that gets Leos sexually aroused, which is the back. So, the erogenous zone is their back and their spine. So giving them a back massage will definitely arouse them sexually. And this is crazy because I just remembered that I was dealing with this one Leo guy, and the first, it was like the second day that I had met him, I was giving him like a little massage or one of those little massage rolling things, and he really liked that. He really liked that. So I just remembered that. That's crazy, right? Back massages, caressing their back, washing their back in the shower will definitely excite Leos and have them, sexually stimulated. Women Leos, they really want more than anything to be praised. Women Leos and men Leos are a tad bit different on that front because men Leos, they already have the confidence. They already know they're great. Sometimes their confidence can border on cockiness. But with women Leos, they sometimes can be a little bit insecure on the inside, and they need for somebody else to praise them. Not that Leo women can't be confident, because they definitely can. Leo is just a sign of confidence. But Leo women, although they may come off as confident, on the inside they may be a little bit insecure because they constantly need for you to remind them of how great they are. And if they're not getting that, they may feel a little bit insecure. So ways to attract a Leo, and ways to get Leo to be your sexual partner: don't be shy, don't be reserved, because Leos don't like that, okay? When it comes to getting sexual, they prefer for you to be, open and just ready and, just like, what's the word? Is the word uninhibited? Fearless. They want you to be fearless, and they want you to be brave and confident in your sexuality. Leos are completely turned off by lack of self-confidence. If you don't love yourself, if you don't find yourself sexy, they won't want to have sex with you. They only want to have sex with people that see themselves as sexy, people who exude confidence and sexiness. Leos during sex are aggressive, they're assertive, they're passionate. I've had my situations with 2 Leo guys, and I will get into those in a minute. I just want to go ahead and elaborate on how to attract them. So be funny. That's one definite way to attract a Leo. Be funny. Leos love to be entertained. They love humor. They love lightness and joy, because Leos are a very childlike sign. Right? They rule the 5th house, which is the house of children. So Leos are very childlike people. Spend money on them. When you go on a date, Leo man, spend money on your, whoever's with the Leo woman, spend money on your girl on a date. Like, she wants it all. She wants to be treated like the royalty that she feels that she is. Okay. Also, go on adventures with them. Take Leo on a wild ride, because it's about the hype for them. Life is about the hype. And so when it comes to sex is about the hype. It's about the dramatic displays. It's about, also their environment. They need a very beautiful environment around them in order to be able to have sex with you. They don't want to have sex in some, nasty, cruddy, dirty area. They want to feel like royalty. So wherever they have sex, they want to have sex in a place that's like a castle, if they're in that mood. But also, Leos like places that are, like to have sex in places that are scandalous and dangerous, and, things that kind of make them a little bit nervous because it's a naughty place, because they get off on things that are just exciting and forbidden sometimes. Sex helps to boost Leo's ego, okay? Sex is very important to Leo because Leos have very high sex drives, okay? Very high sex drives. And if a Leo is not getting sex, which is rare, if a Leo is not getting sex, you better believe that this is making them sad, okay? And their ego is not as high as they want it to be. Sex just helps them to feel more confident. Okay, so let me talk about the experience that I had, the sexual experience that I had with two Leo guys in my past. So one guy, I'm just gonna call him Jay. He was very aggressive. Okay, he was very aggressive, and Leos typically are. Leo women like for their men to be aggressive towards them, and Leo women can also be very aggressive and dominant. And Leo men are typically, they immediately assume the position of dominant. And he was dominant and aggressive sexually, but he also had a gentleness about him. You know, when he kissed, he would pull me close in like an aggressive way, but he had like a real gentlemanly kind of way about him. And a lot of Leo men, I've noticed, have this sense of royalty about them. You know, like you kind of want to respect them, and they're very charming. They're very kind. Also, these two Leo guys that I was involved with were very kind and very generous. The guy Jay that I was involved with, it was a quick fling, but he was always very kind to me. Whenever I would hit him up to hang out, you know, or if I needed some type of support, some type of emotional support, he was always ready, you know, to lend a helping hand or to be there for me. The other guy, the other Leo, I'm going to call him A. When I tell you that me and A had some intense, fiery sexual chemistry, we really did. Like, his energy was intense. It was fiery. It was exciting. When we would start to get intimate, it was like, it was hard for us to keep away from each other. It was like this intense magnetic kind of energy between us. And he was a really good kisser. He was very aggressive, very dominant. And, you know, it was like it was almost scary to a point. Like, he was a very beautiful guy, and he definitely exuded this aura of royalty for sure. Like, Leos, they really are royalty to their core. So you can understand why Leos feel like they're royalty, because they come off that way and they live their lives as if they're royalty. You know, one was rich, safe to say that he was rich. They usually like to live the high life and live, you know, Leos love the finer things in life. So with A, he like, man, it was just exciting. It was like the energy never ran out between us. You know, Leos just have this impressive stamina, and they can just go on and on and on and on and on. And you like, I'm glad that this is not running out for you, because it's not running out for me either. You know what I'm saying? So that was a really exciting experience for me. Sex with a Leo, from my experience with the guy A, it was kind of like everything that I wanted, you know what I mean? I didn't have any complaints. It was like, when you have sex with Leo, you want to come back and you want to do it again. You're excited about it, you know, and Leos, they know how to please you. They just do. They just have a certain energy, a certain heat about them that makes them just sexy. That's the word. Sexy and magnetic. So sex with a Leo is safe to say very exciting, and Leos will put on a show, and it will be a very entertaining show at that. Okay, and a very impressive show. What I have noticed is that Leos are not afraid to be in open relationships, and a lot of Leos have, you know, quick love affairs and exciting little flings, you know, because the fifth house, Leo rules the fifth house, and the fifth house is all about love affairs as well as children, quick flings and that kind of thing, like quick sexual flings. A lot of Leos have issues committing. I even dealt with this with the two Leo guys that had issues committing. The one Leo guy, Jay, he was in an open relationship. You know, Leos are prone to being in open relationships because they want to, you know, try their options, and they want to just get a taste of, you know, what's out there. Also with A, you know, at first I wanted to date him, but then I realized that I didn't because he just clearly just had commitment issues, and I'm not interested in that. So, I just felt like, okay, we can just do this little fling thing, and that's pretty much what it was. I'm not saying that y'all can't be in a relationship or whatever, that y'all aren't good in a relationship. Y'all definitely would be really great fathers. Leo men, I've noticed, make great fathers and great husbands, you know. But there is a side to Leo that can be a little bit, I would say, annoying with the fact that they can be very picky when it comes to their partner's looks. Like, they want their partner to always be in shape and always to dress nice. They can be very superficial sometimes when it comes to looks. So they want you to, like, you know, look nice every time you leave the house. Okay, Leos are very, very visual people. Okay, so yeah, sex with Leo is very fun. It's very fun. It's unforgettable. That's one word. I don't think I would ever forget the situations or flings or whatever you want to call it with the two guys who were Leos. I would never forget that. Leos are very unforgettable people, and they always leave a mark in your life. And when it comes to sex, you won't forget that sex. Like, that's some unforgettable sex. Like, they know how to, they have a real strong presence when it comes to sex, okay? So, yeah, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have created a second channel called Island Skits for my short films and comedy skits. So be sure to subscribe to so be sure to subscribe to that channel as well. Yeah. Peace out.